Hi Devirians! Are you concerned about the pollution and contamination on our planet? Do you think that mankind has gone too far and there's no way back? Well, lucky for you, I have a good news. A greener future is possible. Although it is an imaginary one, like the one in Planta Nubo. Planta Nubo is a game designed by Michael Keller, Andreas Odendahl, and Uwe Rosenberg, with art by Lucas Sigmund. This is a game for 1 to 4 players that lasts 30 minutes per player, more or less, okay? Planta Nubo takes us to a post-apocalyptic game, but is actually a solar punk game in which mankind was close to collapse, but thanks God, nature came and saved us. Okay, giant trees, coal arbors appear and show us a way to create green energy, more respectful with our planet. And actually, that's what you're going to do in this game. You will grow a garden in top of one of those arbors, planting energetic flowers, delivering them to obtain green energy, and planting forest in the soil that is left behind. Everything to obtain the oxygen urgently needed for the atmosphere. So let's take a closer look to what's inside the box, and then we will show you how to play Planta Nubo. The first thing you will find inside the box are the different rulebooks in different languages. You have thick rulebooks, but that's because, well, as you can see, you have a lot of elements in the game, and well, the cool thing is that you have no words here, so everything is explained through icons and symbols. So that means that we can make a multi-language edition, that's fantastic, but also that everything needs to be explained here. All the details, all the different icons that are involved in the game are here. That's why you have this long rule book, okay? But that's why we're here. We're going to try to explain everything, okay? Then you have one of the 3-4 boards that you will find inside the box, okay? But that's the main board with the oxygen points track around it, okay? In the top and left part, you have the space for the cargo, for the containers, okay? All those containers are those here. They show different flowers you must deliver and their rewards in green energy and on oxygen points that you will receive when you deliver the flowers. In this part here, you have the warehouse where 3 flowers will be here if you need to exchange them when you are delivering. And in the middle section, you have the cards market. There are 2 kinds of cards. All are extensions for your platform, but you have the modules here and the Oxy Farms. Oxy Farms, they will give you points at the end of the game, depending on some conditions. And the other ones, the modules, you will buy it, acquire them, and place them on your platform to execute different things. Some of them, the one with the standby marker, will be activated when you activate a card. The other one with the battery will be activated passively. When you perform something, you will receive a reward. We will see that, okay? Also, separating the different cards, you have the telescope that it will also indicate the number of the round, okay? You will play a total of 4 rounds, okay? And then you will check for the final score. Down here, you have the crafting space, okay? That's the space where you will place the crafting tiles. You have all those tiles, each one with a benefit that will be associated with the tool that you won't use during your phase, during your turns, okay? And some charge bots that you will receive as a bonus when you use some of those spaces. Those are part of the common elements. The other board that we will say that's a board that you will build in the setup is made with blueprints, okay? Those blueprints will show the different actions that you may perform, and you will select them by placing your tools here. And surrounding them, you have the flower beds, okay? Those are polyminos that you will place on your platform, and you have different colors. And associated to those flower beds, you have the different flowers, those cubes in those 6 colors, they represent flowers that you will plant in those flower beds, okay? So the common elements, the remaining ones are the soil tiles that you will place in your platform, the chargers for the different cards, and the markers, those standby markers, the plugins markers, sorry, that you will place in your platform. Okay, and finally, some forests in different sizes. Okay, those here. There are some cards that will be part for the initial setup. Okay, they are different. They show a young moon here, but when we talk about the setup, we will explain them. And a first player marker. Then you have the elements for each player. So all those elements will be multiplied by 4 in the box. Okay, you have 2 personal boards, a platform board where you will grow your garden, and a tool check board. Okay, that where you will have your boat, and you will it will show you your turn order, what the actions that you may perform during your turn, and different things here. Let's focus first in the platform. Okay, here around the platform you will have all the plugin spaces. You will connect the different cards here, making those spaces available. Each player will have an energetic die that will move through those spaces, a arbor level marker, a charge marker, and finally an audience point marker to track your score, okay, during the game. Each player will also have 4 barricades that will block the light brown spaces in your platform, and 4 tools. Okay, those are the tools that you will use to choose the actions in the blueprint space. Then if we move to the tool check space, as we were saying, you have here the order of the actions that you will perform in one of the phases of the game. Each player will have also an overtime marker. You can use it to perform 2 actions instead of 1, but then you have to flip it. You may use it just once in a round. Your bot that will have more or less charge, and with those charges it will help you to perform different things. 3 forests that will belong to you, so just you are the one that can use those forests to put in your platform. Each player will have the same 3. And your arbor level, okay? Those tiles here, they are different tiles, and they show the 3 levels of your arbor. So when you accomplish a thing here, okay, you may advance with your arbor. You will finally find 2 8 cards here to check how the game is played and how you will score at the end of the game. And finally, the components for the solitaire, which are those tiles for the automaton, okay, with the actions that the automaton will perform. So now that we know everything that is involved in the game, it's time to put it all together and start playing Planta Nubo. Place first the main board, more or less at the center of the playing area. Shuffle all the containers and display 6 on those spaces. Those 3 are the ones that will be available at the beginning, where you can deliver. Those are waiting to be delivered here, okay? Place 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 orange flowers in the warehouse. As we said before, you may use those flowers to exchange in order to deliver here. And separate the cards, the extension cards, by their back, okay? First of all, the oxyfarms and the modules, and keep the modules with the young moon apart, okay? We'll use it later. Then shuffle them and display 2 of the oxyfarms to the left of the telescope. The telescope will be placed pointing at the young moon, the first round, and do the same with those extensions here. Okay, with the modules, and reveal 5 of them. Take now the extension tiles, shuffle all of them, and reveal 4. Keep the other close to the board, you will use them later. And keep the charge bot bonuses close to those tiles, okay? Just place the 50 points here in case of some body reaches more than 50 points, they will take this tile. And with this, just create a common supply for the different flowers, the containers, and the markers, the plugins, the standby markers, and the soil tiles, and separate the forests according to their shape, okay? That's the first thing that you will do for the common setup. The second thing that you will do for the common setup is the grid with the blueprints and the flower beds. Depending on the number of players, it will be different. But it's all you can check it in the rulebook, okay, how they are made. We are simulating here a 4 players game, okay, but also they have a number here that will determine if they can be used or not in according to the number of players that you're playing, okay? So the thing is that you will have always the blueprints at the middle and the flower beds around them, okay? In a 4 players game, we'll create a grid of 3 by 3, making sure that no airship tiles, those 3, are sharing an edge, okay? So if that one is here, that one must be here or here, and that one is here, okay? And then sort the flower beds, but respecting that you just take them, shuffle, and place them at random, okay, starting with 3, and then the same colors must be placed in the parallel side, okay, but they don't have to be in the same order. And then do the same with the remaining ones, okay? So you will have the grid already created. Place on top of the colors the flower beds, okay, the polyminos. Try to place the same number of polyminos in both spaces, okay? And now the common setup is already made, so it's time to do each player setup, okay? So players will take both the 2 personal boards and all the elements of their color, okay? The die, all the markers, and the four tools, okay? So let's start with your platform. Place the 4 barricades in those spaces, blocking all the light colors. The die showing the one in the first position, that one with the arrow. Okay, and now it's time to take the starting modules cards, separate them by the standby markers or the battery markers. Okay, some of those cards, they have batteries. And then shuffle them separately and deal 1 of each to each player. Then the one with the standby marker will be placed in the upper right space of your platform, and the battery in the lower left space, okay? And you must place one of those standby markers here. No, plugin markers, sorry. And the remaining cards can go back to the box. Take now 6 soil tiles, okay? Keep 3 close to your tool shack and place the other 3 in the starting position, okay? This one, and choose 3 flowers of the colors of your choice and place them on top of those spaces, okay? Just remember, when you place cards, place the corresponding markers there, okay? So standby marker for all the ones that show a standby, battery marker for all those here, okay? This space is already made. Then in your space for the tool shack, take the 3 starting forests, the smaller ones, just keep the 3 soils that we said close to you. Place the arbor level marker in the lower position here. And now shuffle the different arbor tiles, separate them by the level, okay, you will see it by the shape, and deal 1 to each player, 1 for each level, and display them. Okay, those cards will show you a thing that you must accomplish in order to increase the level of your arbor. Perfect. Now the charge level and the position of your oxygen points marker will be determined by the order of the players. Okay, so just give the first player token to the first player, and then the first player will start with 1 oxygen point and 2 charges on their bot. The second player will start with 2 and 2, the third with 2 and 3, and the fourth, in case of a 4th player, with 3 and 3. And with that, just leave 1/8 card close to the players in case you must check it. And with this, you're ready to start playing Planta Nubo. A game of Planta Nubo is divided in 4 rounds that will be indicated by the telescope, okay? And each of those 4 rounds will be divided in 4 different phases, okay? The first phase is the tool phase, where players will alternate turns choosing one of their tools and placing them on the blueprints grid. The second phase is the crafting phase, where players will obtain a benefit according to their leftover tool. The third phase is the forest phase, where players may plant a forest or grow a forest. And the fourth phase is the income phase, where players will receive energy, green energy, or oxygen points, depending on different things that they have. Okay, after all those 4 phases, there's a small cleanup phase, except for the last round, where you will check who's the winner. So let's take a closer look to those 4 phases, okay? As we were saying, the first phase is the tool phase. Starting with the first player, players will choose one of their tools, okay, and place it in the grid that you have, in the actions grid that you have here. Actually, for the tool phase, you have the order explained here in your tool shack, okay? First is this one, then and then. So, as we were saying, the first thing is to choose one of your tools and place it here. But you must follow two things, okay? Once you place a tool, okay, the same tool cannot be touching any edges of the same tiles. Let me explain it. If I have placed a screwdriver here, that means that here, 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 or here, 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 there cannot be any more screwdrivers, okay? So the remaining players will choose another tool to place it here, okay? That's one thing, okay? Just one type of tool touching a blueprint. And the other thing that you must know is that when you place a tool, the tool must touch at least one edge of a blueprint, meaning that you can place it here, it's touching an edge, or you can place it in between two blueprints, but never between 2 flower beds, okay? You must touch at least one blueprint. Okay, so that's the first thing, okay? You will place the tool, and then you will perform one of the 2 actions, okay? Or the flower bed action in this case, or the action in the blueprint. But if you use the overtime marker, you can perform both actions, okay? But you can use it just once in a round. So once you use it, you must flip it, and in the cleanup phase, you will recover it, okay? So that's the thing. Now, as we were saying before, all the actions are explained through icons. So maybe we're going to stop now for a second to explain all the actions that you will find here, a couple of actions that you will find in cards, okay? And then we will continue explaining the tool phase, okay? First of all, the first action that you may perform by coming here is the flower bed action, okay? In all those flower beds, if you place the tool here and you choose to perform this one instead of this one, what you will do is to take the top flower bed here and place it in an available space on your platform. Remember that at the beginning you have those barricades here that doesn't allow you to place anything in the light brown space. So you must place it in a dark brown space, and they must be placed in a space with no other tiles and no other elements, okay? So let's imagine we can put it here, for example. Then if you block something, you're covering something, that's a bonus that you will receive, okay? In this case, that's a charge in your power bot. That one is to green energies. Now, in a second, we're going to explain how green energy works, okay? And that's acquire a soil tile. We will explain it in a second. So let's imagine we're placing this one here, and then you must cover it with the corresponding flowers, okay? So that's the orange one. we're going to place 5 orange cubes here. Okay, that's the action for the flower beds. Perfect. Then you can choose also the actions that the different blueprints show. So let's take a look to all those actions. The first one is the soil tile action. Okay, if you have a plus, that means that you can acquire one of those soil tiles and place it in your stock. Here you already start with 3, now we have 4. Okay, or the arrow says that you can place one of your soil tiles in your platform, same way that we did with the flower beds. Okay, so here we have 2, we can acquire 1 and place 1, or we can place 2, for example. Okay, and we're going to place this one here, and we're going to place this one here, for example. Okay, covering this one, so we have a combo here. Once you place a flower bed, you must choose the flower of your choice and place them on top of them. Let's say we have a purple and a yellow here. Or we already have yellow, why not a blue? Perfect. Okay, that's the soil one. Then that one, we already explained it here, is to receive a charge of your on your bot. Okay, those here. Okay, if you see a container with a gray background here, it makes reference to your containers. As you can see, the shape, you have a gray background here or a metallic background. This action allows you to place one of your flowers, a flower that you have on your growing area, in one of your containers. Right now we have no containers, but there are actions that allows us to take a container. We will see that. Let's imagine that we have a container. We took it before. So with these actions, we can place one flower, one of our flowers here. Okay, those must be placed in order. Okay, the first, 2, 3rd, and 4th. So we will place the yellow one here, and we will receive 1 green energy. Okay. Maybe now is the time to explain the green energy. It's a good moment. If we receive green energy, what we will do is to move our energetic die as many spaces as the green energy that we are receiving. Okay, for example, now we have a 1, so we will move 1 space. And every time you pass, or you stop, or you pass through a space where you have an extension card, you will add one of the markers, of the corresponding markers. Here is a standby marker, so we're going to place 1. Okay, now we move just 1 because that's 1, but let's imagine that we are moving 3. Okay, then we will move 1, 2, we will skip this 1 because there's nothing here, we'll move this 1. Another important thing here, if you pass through a pipe, okay, there's a space in your growing area connected to this pipe. If now is not the moment, but let's imagine that we don't have this one. If you have a flower here, when you pass through this space, you can send your flower here. Okay, we will explain what this implies, and win 1 oxygen point. Okay, and if there are no flowers here because you already use it, by passing here, you can place a flower of your choice. If it's a soil tile, if it's I don't know, a yellow one, or let's imagine that we have a blue one here. Okay, then by passing through this, we will place a blue flower if there are any. Perfect. So that's how green energy works. Okay, every time you pass through those spaces, you will fill them with the markers. Okay, same here, 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 etc. Okay, so let's continue. We were here delivering flowers to our containers, and this symbol here, it allows you to activate one of your extension cards with a standby marker. Okay, but just the gray ones. Why I'm saying that? Because those, they have a plan around it. Okay, those cannot be activated just here. We'll talk it about later. But now with this action, you can activate this one. When you activate one of one of those cards, you must discard one of the markers, okay, of the standby markers, and then you will perform the associated action. Okay, in this case, winning a soil tile or placing a soil tile that you have on your stock. That's easy. It's always the same. You will see that the symbols are repeating, and you will chain. You will trigger a combo by doing something and then going here and then doing the same and pa 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 pa. That's the funny thing of the game, okay? Thinking about those things. The third action that you will find here is delivering to those spaces, okay? Here, for example, you must deliver, or you may deliver 3 flowers into the same container, okay? So, and here there's no order. You can choose which one you want to deliver, okay? Let's imagine that we are going here, okay? We can deliver 3 flowers to the same one, okay? Because we have a lot of orange. Let's go here, okay? I'm delivering 1 orange here, 1 orange here, and 1 purple here. Let's imagine that we run out of oranges. If you are using any of the airship actions, they allow you to exchange 1 flower in the warehouse before delivering. So let's imagine that we need an orange and we don't have an orange one. We can place the white one here and deliver the orange one. That's the thing, but just once, okay, for your delivery. And obviously you will receive the corresponding amount of green energy, 1, 2, and 3, so a total of 6. Also, if you deliver the last one, okay, you will receive the bonus for delivering for completing the cargo of the container, okay? So you will receive 1 oxygen point, those will be discarded, and the first one will be placed here, they will move, and you will reveal a new one, okay? Same with yours. Once you complete them, they are delivered, and then just remove it, and then you must acquire a new one. We'll see how. Okay, that's the one. That one is the same, but 1 to each, to the 3 of them. Okay, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, and 1 to 1. This one, again, is to receive a charge on your bot, and here is to grow a forest. If you have a forest on your platform, you can flip it and grow it, okay? We'll see it in detail in the forest phase. Here, charge N. This one is to acquire one of the 3 that are being delivered and place it in your space, okay, in your tool check, okay? If we already have one, you can place it here, but you must pay 1 oxygen. Every time you see a red one, it means that you must pay, okay? Here. Another thing, sorry, we didn't say it before, but when you're delivering here, if you don't have the right color, you can use 1 charge of your bot to deliver the color of your choice, okay? Let's imagine that we have to deliver a red, we have no red, but by using 1 charge, we can deliver the orange instead of the red. Perfect. That one, it's to eliminate one of your barricades, okay? You must decide which barricade you want to remove, and then the light brown area will be available. Also, when you are removing a barricade, you may choose between the different actions, okay? Some of them we already saw them, okay? Receive a charge, green energy, or salt tiles, but those are new, okay? Those allows you to take 2 flowers, okay? Take 2 flowers, you take 2 flowers, and you plant them in the corresponding spaces that are the flower beds, the soil tiles, or even your pots, okay? Pots, at any moment during your turn, you can send flowers from your growing area to the different pots you have, okay? Like here, okay? I'm playing, and I'm sending one here, and one here, okay? In some modules, you will receive victory points at the end of the game for those pots. Same here. And in other ones, just to get rid of them. You will see why. Also, at any moment when you are delivering to the containers and to those containers or the ones you have here, you can send the ones you have on your pots here. But you cannot send the ones in your pots to your flower beds or to your growing area, okay? From here to here, yeah, but not the opposite. Okay, that's the one, okay, acquiring flowers and plant them, and the other one is to remove flowers and compose them, okay? This action allows you to take flowers from here and send them here, okay, in the composed area. Once you have 3 flowers, okay, you will discard them and you will receive a soil tile. And that's what we saw when you cross the pipe, okay? You can send one of the flowers here and you will receive the flower that was here, and you will receive the oxygen point. Perfect. So we were in the barricade. That's a barricade, okay, perfect. Remove the barricade and receive one of the bonuses. The other one is to flip one of those the plugin markers, sorry, okay? It's just you flip it, and then every time you pass through this space, you will receive one oxygen point. This one, we already saw it, is to activate one of your extension cards, deliveries, and here you have this flip, green energy, charge bot, and this one is the only one that we didn't saw it, is to increase the level of your arbor. If you accomplish the condition, okay, if you have 5 yellow flower beds here, spaces, you can upgrade your arbor. Now your arbor is in the level 1, okay, you will receive immediately this bonus, a polymino of your choice, and plant it here, and you will receive also an income during the income phase. I think that we have all the actions covered. Just remember what we explained in the setup, that some of those extension cards will be activated when you activate action cards here, okay, and remove the battery markers with the standby markers. With the batteries, they work a little bit different, okay? They every time that you perform something, in this case upgrading your die, okay, we didn't show it, I'm going to explain it right now. Once you upgrade your die, you will receive the bonus as many times as the number of battery markers you have here, okay? Upgrading your die, if you have a card or an action space that says that you may increase the value of your die, just number 1, it goes to number 2. It will affect first the benefits here and benefits in other spaces, and also the incomes that you will receive in the income phase, okay? You will receive the higher number you have here, the more benefits you will receive. Okay, so as we were saying, those are the actions. Another thing that you must know about the battery charge is that it reaches to a maximum of 5. If you already have 5 charges and you must receive new ones, you can receive nothing and stay here, or you can go from the 5 to the 0 and receive 4 oxygen points, okay, in exchange. Okay, so if we are 5 and we're receiving 2 charges, we can make 1 and 2, we will have 1, but we will receive 4 oxygen points. So that's it. We were in the first space, okay? Just placing the tool and choosing between all the actions. If you want to use this one, then we will perform both actions. Then the next one is to deliver to your personal content. You can deliver 1 flower to each container, okay? So we will send a white one if we have no white one, but we can pay 1 charge, same here, and a yellow one here. We have no yellow, so we will skip this one because we have no more charges. And the third one is to activate one of your modules. And this is the only moment where you can activate the special ones, okay? Those 2 that you have already printed on your personal board, okay? Those allow you to acquire a card from the market, okay? An Oxyfarm card or a module card, okay? Also, those, depending on the number of markers they have, they will give you points at the end of the game, okay? This one is the same, you can acquire a card, but by spending 2 charges on your bot, you may increase the value of your die, as we were saying before. So that's it. Let's imagine that we want to use this one or this one because we have no charges. Okay, we acquire a card, and then you can choose the card that you want. Let's say this one, for example, put it in a space, or let's say that we want to put it here. And every time you acquire a card, you must first place a plugin in the corresponding space. Okay, you have activated this space and the corresponding marker. Now, every time you pass here, you will place more markers, and when you activate extension card, module card, you can activate this one, okay, by discarding the marker. Okay, so once you have complete those 3 things, sending a tool here and performing the action, delivery to your containers and execute one of your module cards, is the time for the next player. The player will play their turn, and you will continue this way, playing 3 times. And so you will place 3 tools here, and with this you will end the first phase. Remember that we were in the first phase, the tool phase, okay? Once all players have played 3 turns in the tool phase, we will move to the second phase, that is the crafting phase. Okay, with your leftover tool, you will see which benefit you will obtain. Okay, in this case, if we have the shovel, we will receive, if we deliver 2 flowers, okay, by discarding 2 flowers, we will receive 3 oxygen points. Okay, and all players will place their tools and perform the corresponding actions. Once all players have performed this, we'll move to the phase 3, that is the forest phase. Forest phase is really simple, okay? Actually, the phase where you will do more things is the tool phase, okay? I didn't say, once you have acquired a card, you must move the new ones immediately and reveal a new one, okay? Perfect. So, as we were saying, the tool phase is the one that you will have more things to do, okay? In the crafting phase, you see, just performing one thing and you can play all at the same time. The forest phase is that you can plant a forest in an empty soil space. So, let me explain it, okay? Let's imagine that this one, okay, not this one, but this one was here and we have no flowers. In the forest phase, you can or plant a forest or grow a forest, okay? When you plant a forest, you must place the forest on top of any available space. That means that you have available space, a fertilized soil, but with no flowers. So it's a space full of tiles, but with nothing on them, okay? For example, we can place this forest. In this moment, you can use the soil tiles that you have to place them here, okay? For example, okay, before placing the forest, you can place this one here, and instead of this one, we can place this one, okay? That's the only moment where you don't need to place flowers on top of your soil tiles, okay? If you place them before playing the forest. So, you place the forest, and then you will receive the immediate benefit, that is the one that shows a lining, okay? In this case, as many oxygen points as the value of your die. Okay, but you will place always the forest showing the number 1, okay? That's the lower version of the forest, okay? Or you can grow a forest. If you already have a forest with the number 1 here, you will flip it and you will have a grow forest, and it will grant you points at the end of the game, okay? But as you can see, the forest in the first level, it will give you a benefit in the last phase, okay? So that was the forest phase, okay? Plant a forest or grow a forest. Once all players have performed this, you will move to the income phase. In the income phase, you will receive as many green energy points or green energy or oxygen points as the different things you have showing this hand symbol, okay? Basically your forest and your arbor level, okay? For example, here in our income phase, we will receive 2 oxygen points because of this, 1 green energy here, okay? And also all players will receive as many oxygen points as the value of their energetic die. So in our case, 1 more. And that's it. Those were the 4 phases. After all those 4 phases, there's a small cleanup phase where all players will recover their tools. The used crafting tiles will be removed and new ones will be revealed. The ones that weren't used will add a charge bot, okay? And if there was one with already a charge bot, it will be flipped to 2 charges. There cannot be more than 2 charges. So next time that somebody comes here, players will receive those 2 charges, okay? Not the first one, but all of them. And you will remove the cards next to the telescope. If you want more variety, you can eliminate the 2 that are close, okay? On both sides. those are eliminated. The telescope will move one space, showing that you're going to play the second round, and the cards will be moved and new cards will be revealed. Just recover all the tools. And where's my shovel? Here. And with this, you can start a new round, okay? Pass the first player token to the player on your left, and you will continue with a new round. Except if it was the fourth round, okay? When you're playing the fourth round, move those crafting tiles up, okay? As the symbol shows. They will show a specific bonus for the end game, okay? Depending on the things that you have, you may score extra points. So after the fourth round, it will be time, as we were saying, to check who's the winner. So after the fourth round, it will be time to check who's the winner of the game. Okay, so to your current oxygen points, so we're here, I don't know, you must add, first of all, the oxygen points that you will obtain according to your leftover tool in the fourth round, okay? So here, for example, for each standby marker that you already have, you still have in your area, you will receive 1 point. You will also receive 3 oxygen points for each standby marker, but each marker that you have is standby, not the battery one, because those won't be removed, that you still have on your cards, okay? 3 because of them. Then you will score also for the flower pots with flowers of the corresponding color. Okay, in our case, we have 1 point here, 2 points here, and 1 point here, for example. Okay, you will score also for your Oxyfarm cards. Okay, they will say different things. For example, this one for each standby marker, 1 oxygen point, or here for each Oxyfarm you have 1 point, etc., etc., etc. For flower beds, for pipes, etc. And you will score also, you will receive extra oxygen points for your growth forest, okay? For example, we have this one, those are 3 oxygen points. Once you add all those points to your score, the player with more points will be the winner and probably the salvation of mankind. And that's Planta Nubo. An interesting thematic and positive game, we will say, that mixes a lot of mechanics and that will make you squeeze your brain until the last turn. We hope you enjoy it, and remember, keep playing. Bye.